What's going on, Geminites? GemMint here. It's finally the end of 2020, so you know we got to do a top 10 statues of 2020. This year I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm only going to talk about pieces that I reviewed and that were released in 2020. So even though I got some great pieces like the Darth Vader from Star Wars Mythos or the XM Studios Dark Phoenix, those were older pieces, so they're not going to be on this list. Before we get started, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We are giving away this Batman Killing Joke CGC 9.8 once we hit 110,000 subscribers. If you stay tuned to the end of the video, I'll tell you what you got to do to enter. For now, let's jump into this list. And it was tough, man. I kept whittling it down. I kept having to ask myself, would I rather have this piece over that piece? And number 10 is going to be one that I don't think a lot of people will agree with, but I really like this statue, man, by PCS Collectibles. From the Transformers line, it's Starscream. This is a humongous piece that has such an accuracy to the original cartoon that I grew up on. I love the blocky boxiness shape of the sculpt. I love that cell-shaded paint job. Starscream, one of my favorite characters. I had the Transformer as a kid, and I just really like how it came out. I'm so excited for Optimus Prime, for Megatron, and any other of these museum-scale statues that they're coming out with. Number 10, Starscream. Number 9 on the list, coming from XM Studios, is Omega Red. I don't know what it is about this piece, if it's maybe because there haven't been a lot of statues done of the character. I really do like the portraits. I love the tentacles. I love the paint applications. The only thing I didn't really like about this piece, and it's something I didn't really notice until later on, is like the bottom half of his body kind of looks different than the top half. Like, I don't know about that long right leg, and then he's got his left leg up, but it's hard to tell where the weight distribution is, and that's probably what kept it from being higher on the list, because everything else I think is really great on this statue. So cool to have a quarter scale Omega Red statue, and you know we had to have some X-Men on the list. Speaking of X-Men, coming in at number 8 by Sideshow Collectibles is their Gambit Maquette. Their Gambit Maquette is one of their stronger X-Men statues, and I really loved everything about this, how dynamic it was. I love that big kinetic wave with the cards coming out. The Danger Room base is one of the best bases in this line, and I love how it companioned with the Rogue statue. Now I got to give a shout out, little honorable mention here to the XM Studios Gambit, which was great as well, and I thought the Sideshow statue was going to blow it out of the water, but it was a really tough decision when I did the comparison on which one to keep and which one to sell. The XM one is really well done, but ultimately I decided to stick with the Gambit one, and it made it to number 8 on the list. Number 7 on the list, this is the Hulk transformation statue from XM Studios. Incredible storytelling piece with not only Hulk, but Bruce Banner in front of him, giving the illusion that he's transforming into the Hulk. He's got a laboratory base, which ties into the origins of the character. I thought it was really well done. The sculpt on Hulk is incredible. The paint job was awesome. I love the greens that they used. I love the psychoticness in Banner's face and the rage in the Hulk's face. Overall, an amazing diorama, and I'm sure a lot of you guys will agree. Number 6 on the list is actually the most recent statue that I've received as of filming this by Prime 1 Studio from Berserk. It's Guts in 1/3 scale. I was debating on whether I should put this guy on the list, but then I had to really ask myself, which would I rather keep out of other pieces that I had on here, statues that didn't make the list. And man, this is just a great statue. Great detail, a lot of presence, an incredible base. I love the translucent resin they used for the blood. I like the light up feature. I love the huge Dragon Slayer sword that they used for Guts. And I liked the mixed media cape. I think it all just blended together for a very nice piece that looks great in my Maju case. Number 5 on the list, another one from XM Studios. I had to include the Batman Sanity piece. This one wasn't my statue. I was able to review it from my friend 4 Comics, and this was the smoke version or the nightmare version. And it had to make this list, man. This was an incredible diorama. I loved the kind of stone marble type of look of all the villains, all of the rogues gallery with Batman in the middle. I think the paint applications could have been a little bit better on Batman, but it is a 1/6 scale dio. Overall, it's a great piece. I think that it was just one of those special pieces that you don't see come around too often. All right, number 4 on the list. I had to really make sure that this was released in 2020. You guys know I'm loving everything from Berserk. I'm loving the Prime 1 Studios and what they're doing with their statues. And Femto had to make the list at number 4, man. It's high up there. I think this has one of the most incredible bases in the statue collecting hobby. I love that huge egg, the huge bellet that he comes out of. It has that egg texture on the outside with that deep red. The inside has that flesh look. He's got the Sea of Sorrows that he's standing on. And then you have Femto with his oily purple suit of armor, his menacing yet soft face. And I just thought it was an incredible statue. Even before I read Berserk, this statue always caught my eye. Knowing the backstory of it just makes it that much better. Number 3 on the list, we're going back to XM Studios, and I'm counting this as one. It was sold as a set. They were statues that were meant to be together. It's Thanos with Mistress Death. These statues both look incredible on their own, but even better together. Death with her soft features, but her weathered and gritty cloak, giving her that floating illusion. Thanos with an incredible paint application on his armor. The gauntlet looks great. His portraits look amazing. Huge piece, and what I think is probably the best Thanos statue yet. All right, number 2 on the list from Prime 1 Studio, we have a 1/3 scale statue. This is Batman from The Dark Knight Returns 3, The Master Race. Incredible statue. I love how beefy and bulky the sculpt is on this older version of Bruce Wayne. The costume, his outfit is sculpted so immaculately. It looks like real fabric with the way that he's turning his body, and you see the folds in the fabric, plus the texture. Enormous cape, huge rifle grappling gun, which makes him stand at 40 inches tall. I love those big beefy portraits. The eagle base looks amazing, and oftentimes when people ask me what's my favorite statue in my collection, this is the one that I always go to. All right, guys, number 1 on the list. It's another one from Prime 1 Studio, another 1/3 scale statue, and another piece that I reviewed that wasn't mine, and I hate to pack them up and send them to the owner when I get such a great piece in to review. I'm talking about the Batman Who Laughs. Amazing statue. I think that this will definitely get 1/3 scale statue of the year, at least for all the statues that I reviewed. My favorite one so far, you have the 3 Robin Crows on the base. You have that Arkham Asylum fence on the back. The Batman Who Laughs is such a large, imposing piece. Great paint job on the face, texture on the costume. Those chains, although intimidating to set up, once you get them right, look amazing the way that they drape and that he's holding the Robins captive. Amazing statue, and that being my favorite one and my favorite 1/3 scale, that means that I'm giving Thanos and Lady Death the 1/4 scale statue of the year. What a great year for collecting, man. I cannot wait to see what 2021 brings. Let me know what your favorite statues were in the comments below, if it's 1/3 scale, 1/4, or overall. And like I said, we're doing this giveaway for this Killing Joke. All you got to do is be a subscriber to the channel and comment on this video and any video where I promote the giveaway, because once we hit 110,000, I'm going to use a random YouTube comment generator during a live stream to pick a worldwide winner. This is going to be my first of my top 10s for 2020. I plan to do a top 10 comics of 2020 and also top 10 omnibus and collected editions. Check out my other top 10s in the playlist to the right, and you guys stay minty fresh. Peace.